During the course of the fight, they were going back and forth on the cage, and then Evander got they were going back and forth, and they were trying to do an inner leg throw, uchimata. So Evander did the uchimata on him. He steps out of it, and then he tries to counter with a hip throw, but his biomechanic was wrong. So we're going to address those issues, because on the day of the fight, unless you're really good at judo, you practice hip throw over and over again, there's so many things that could go wrong. So it's very important to practice from different scenarios, like different turning point, different pivoting point, different in and out point, okay? So we'll replay that, okay? So during the fight, it was back and forth, like I think, I don't know the exact what happened, but he's here, then Evander did an uchimata on him. Go ahead, uchimata, not too hard, just like, yeah, good. So there, okay, go ahead, do uchimata. He got out, and then he came in. Actually, he had a headlock on you. Okay, go ahead, uchimata on me. Boom, so he came in. Okay, now look at his hip and my hip, very far apart. Okay, and what he did was he dropped to this knee, and then he tries to throw Evander. Then Evander got up, and he cross-faced him. Boom, and then they started rolling back and forth. Okay, which was good. You're supposed to do that. Use the momentum. So one more time, he got a headlock. Evander did uchimata. He skips the uchimata. He came around. Right, you remember this part? Then he tries to do the throw. But what happened was he dropped onto his knee. When his body's far, go back. So his center of mass is right here, but because he's hovering over, it's somewhere around here. Okay? So what he has to do is, see the space? He has to bring his center of mass onto his hip line. Okay, before he does anything else. So on the day of the fight, what should you do with his center of mass? Bring it to what? His hip line. Do not just drop your body. So what Bryonne did was, he did what? He drops his body. See all the space in between? Is that going to work? No. Maybe if I get someone really small, right? So one more time. He got a headlock. Evander did uchimata. Boom, he came around. Look at the space. Okay, so because his hip is out, I can't pull him in. So the next scenario is he has to close that space. So he either can close it with his hip, or he can create some kind of tripping motion. And the easiest tripping motion is mekikomii, okay? So Evander came around, he tries to drop his knee. Instead of dropping your knee down, come out. And now pop your hip up. Boom. All right, so one more time. Headlock, uchimata, boom. Here, Bryonne did what? Drop his leg. Rather than yanking him around and throwing him down like that. He could have done that. See the difference? So we are changing the plane of motion. His plane of motion was what? Down, rather than this way. Boom. Okay? One more time, headlock, uchimata, boom. Here, you gotta ran around him. Don't drop your weight. What should you be doing? You can try to pick him up, but even when you pick him up, what do you have to do with your mask? Come in. Is that gonna happen the day of the fight? No, so much pushing and shoving around. But he's gonna continue doing what? That way. So what should we do with this leg? Block it, we'll tilt it. Okay? So headlock control, he did uchimata, boom. Okay, so Bryonne had this part right, but he keeps on coming around. Come around. Come through. Alright, last time. During the fight, pop, 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 body lock, uchimata, boom. Here, and boom, one. That's one version. Second version, uchimata. He keeps on coming through. Boom. Right away, sit through. All right? Is that okay? Yeah. Okay, so let's practice that a little bit. You got to make yourself light. Okay, so you were at that fight. You got to watch the video. That's what happened. He dropped his mask down rather than, because Evander was coming around, he should have manipulated that mask, not drop your mask down. Because when you drop your mask down, his mask is moving around, or you're controlling that mask. You're detaching your mask from him. For every throw to happen, my mask and his mask has to what? Glide. Right? So I can't throw him like this. I can't hold him like a kid with a smelly diaper and walk him around unless I'm super strong. I have to literally do what? Right? So if I separate my mask from him, can I throw him? No, I have to bring his mass to me, and now I can throw him. Okay? So on the day of the fight, bring your mass to him. But if his mass separate, then you have to extend your appendages, which is your leg or some kind of tilting motion. So his mass is separating from me. So his mass separates. Right now, go ahead, separate. That's when I, okay, so I can do that or that. Okay? So let's practice that. He runs away from me. Go ahead, run. That's when I do it. See the difference?